大家好，欢迎你回到 CHI 114的频道，我是高老师。今天我们要开始学第8课对话2。第8课说什么？学校生活。Hey everybody, this is Gao 老师 and welcome back to the CHI 114 pre-class videos. Today we're going to begin studying Lesson 8, Dialogue 2. So before the next class, this video will help you accomplish the following learning objectives. Number 1, you should be able to read, understand, and pronounce using correct tones all of the assigned vocab words for next class's in-class quiz. Number 2, you should be able to read and fully comprehend on your own the textbook dialogue. And number 3, you should have a basic understanding of the dialogue's main grammar points, and there are 2 that we'll be focusing on here in this pre-class video. 准备好了吗？好的，我们开始吧。Let's begin preparing for the next class session by first listening to the audio of our new vocab words from Lesson 8, Dialogue 2. To follow along in the textbook, turn to page 222.
Lesson 8. A letter. Vocabulary. Number 1.
风
Measure word for letters. 2.
信
Letter. Correspondence. 3.
最近
Recently.
最
Of superlative degree. Most. Est.
近
Close. Near. 4.
学期
School term. Semester. Quarter. 5.
除了以外
In addition to. Besides. 6.
专业
Major. In college. Specialty. 7.
会
Can. Know how to.
Please go back now and listen to this audio at least 2 to 3 more times, repeating out loud what you hear. Let's move on now and listen to the audio from the textbook narrative.
Lesson 8. A letter. Talking about studying Chinese.
小英你好好久不见最近怎么样这个学期我很忙除了专业课以外还得学中文我们的中文课很有意思因为我们的中文老师只会说中文不会说英文所以上课的时候我们只说中文不说英文
Please go back now and listen to this audio at least 2 more times just to make sure you can understand what's being said. One of the best ways to help you remember all of our new vocab words is to use flashcards, and Quizlet is already set up for you. All you need to do is scan the QR code on the screen or click on the link below in the description section of this video, and it will take you directly to Quizlet where you can start practicing our new vocab words. Let's look at our first grammar point. Let's read this sentence together. 这个学期我很忙，除了专业课以外，还得学中文。So this pattern 除了以外 is used to indicate inclusiveness. So in English it means in addition to and also. And in the second clause you're going to need to include a 还 or a 也. And as for the third bullet point, we'll get to this one soon. It injects a little nuance into this grammar point when you have two subjects. But first, let's just practice using one subject. 好，中文怎么说？中文怎么说？ And here's a hint. Put the subject and the time before this grammar point. 上个周末，我们除了看电影以外，还听音乐了。So why is there a "了" on the end here? Because the action is completed, so we need the "了." 好，中文怎么说？他除了喜欢听音乐以外，还喜欢打球。The "还" here at the end is an adverb, so don't forget you need to have a verb after it. 好，这个呢？中文怎么说？ So again, let's put the subject in front. 我除了学专业课以外，还学中文。So the subject, when you only have one subject, and the time phrase comes before this grammar pattern. Now what happens when you have two subjects? 比如说，除了小王以外，小李也喜欢唱歌、跳舞。Notice where the subjects go. So when you're using this grammar pattern and you're referring to two subjects, the first subject goes inside the first clause and the second subject goes before "也." And in this situation, when you have two subjects, you have to use the adverb "也." You cannot use "还" for two subjects. 好, how would you rewrite this sentence using the grammar pattern 除了以外? Notice that we have two subjects. The time phrase 今天晚上is the same. How would you say this? 中文怎么说？今天晚上 time comes first. 除了李友以外，百因爱也想看电影。So notice how the first subject is in the first clause and the second subject is in the second clause, coming before the adverb 也. So try doing the same here with these three different questions. Bring the two sentences together using the grammar pattern 除了以外. And you may want to pause the video here because I'm going to give away the answer very soon. 好，第一，他这个学期除了中文以外，还学日文。很好, right? So the subject and the time phrase comes first. And then notice in the second clause, we've got the verb. The verb here is 学, to study. And it follows the adverb. 好，第二呢？我们可以说王鹏今天晚上除了看球以外，还想上网。好，第三呢？ Don't forget, here we have two subjects. 好，中文怎么说？周末除了李友以外，百因爱也想看电影。好，接下来 let's look at the second grammar point. The second grammar point is comparing, looking at the differences between 能 and 会. This is how it appears in the text. 因为我们的中文老师只会说中文，不会说英文，所以上课的时候我们只说中文，不说英文。So the verb 能 is going to be talked about in part 2 of lesson 8, dialogue 2. But it's good to be able to at least understand what it means here. Nung is emphasizing, it appears before a verb to emphasize the fact that these external conditions or your physical capacity enables you to do something. So you can translate it as to be able to. Hui, on the other hand, indicates a learned ability to do something. It takes time to be able to do this. You have to study to be able to do this. That's when you use hui. And so you can translate that as know how to. 好，我们来练习。他能喝10杯咖啡。Right? He can drink 10 cups of coffee. This is his sort of physical capacity, his ability to do something. You don't have to study to be able to drink 10 cups of coffee. It doesn't require learning. So here we would use 能。好，中文怎么说？So here you're not able to do something, right? The external conditions tell us that we cannot chat, cannot talk in the library. 我们不能在图书馆聊天. So here again it's 能, right? You're unable to do that. You cannot do this in the library. 好, let's look at 会. And again, 会 emphasizes a learned ability. 小白会唱很多中国歌. So to be able to sing a lot of Chinese songs, you've got to study, you've got to practice. In those types of situations, you would use 会. 好，中文怎么说? In addition to Leo, 白英爱 can also speak Chinese. We've got two subjects, so don't forget the subjects go inside. The first subject goes inside the first clause, and the second subject goes before 也。除了理由以外，白英爱也会说中文。So here it's 会, because to be able to speak Chinese, you have to study. It's a skill acquired through learning. 好，我们来练习。So please fill in the blanks with either 会 or 能 to double check your understanding. 好，第一，你 blank 用中文写信吗? To be able to write a letter in Chinese requires learning. So it should be 你会用中文写信吗? And then if you could, you would say 我会. And if you couldn't, you would say 我不会. 好，第二呢？明天考试，今天晚上你 blank 去看电影吗? So are you able to go watch a movie? This requires no learning, no study. It's just asking about your ability to do something. Here it would be 能，你能去看电影吗? And then if you could, you would say 我能. And if you couldn't, you would say 我不能. For additional explanations of these two grammar points, please do see your textbook, pages 223 to 225. For those of you who enjoy writing Chinese characters, and especially writing them using the proper stroke order, this section's for you. Follow along and practice writing our new vocab words from Lesson 8, Dialogue 2. The first one is feng, feng, meaning measure word for letters. Xin, xin means letter. And don't forget, with the X, your tongue should be touching the back of your bottom teeth. Xin, xin. 最近最近 meaning recently. 学期学期 meaning semester. 除了以外除了以外 meaning in addition to, besides. 专业专业 meaning major. 会 can or know how to. And remember, it's usually a skill acquired through learning. 我会说中文. I can speak Chinese. If you enjoy watching Chinese films and videos, you should definitely check out these two websites. The first one you're seeing here at the top of your screen is called 土豆, which literally means potato. But it's an excellent Chinese video sharing website. You'll find all kinds of videos on there, including full movies. The second one on your screen here, in the lower part of the screen, is called Youku, and it's very much like YouTube. In fact, it's oftentimes referred to as the Chinese YouTube. So in order to use either of these websites, all you have to do is scan the QR codes on the screen or click on the links below in the description section of this video. And finally, once you feel comfortable with the new vocab words, characters, and grammar points from the first part of Lesson 8, Dialogue 2, don't forget to take the Lesson 8, Dialogue 2, Part 1 pre-class practice quiz in Canvas before our next class session. 好的，下次见，拜拜。